Hello everyone and welcome back to Prodigal Overland. My name's Brad. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I've got the FireCan Deluxe from Ignik. We did a review a while back on the original FireCan, and actually when we were reviewing that one, we thought, man, this thing would work great as a grill. Well, guess what? The Deluxe version you can use as a grill. So we've never actually used this yet, but we're out camping. I've got a couple steaks to cook, so we're gonna try to cook some steaks in what looks like an ammo can. So stick around and see what's coming next as we get into the FireCan Deluxe from Ignik. This is kind of the complete setup here. They sell a 5-pound propane tank with a nice little carrier that's sitting there. There's our FireCan. The regulator hose, I mean, they definitely have they've made improvements on this one between where these inlets, the propane inlets, are front to back, which I think makes more sense. The other one had it poking out the side, which when you're packing stuff kind of got in the way. The regulator here is a little tuned up. It's got high, medium, low. I'll show you that once I have it hooked up. So definitely they made some design changes here to make it a little more convenient. So we're gonna hook this up and get our fire going and get some steaks going. So here on this one, we've got high, medium, low. Hopefully you can see that. Quick connects on this. Again, you wanna make sure you're on the right side. So I am indeed on the grill side. Again, that's written right on the can. So we just quick connect there. Hook up a regulator. Now it doesn't have its own ignition system, so you do need to have like a fire stick or something like that to do that. So I'm gonna get that in a second. So obviously this is the grill. Comes with tongs that after it's nasty or hot, you can just pull that top out. It's actually here. There's 2 holes in the grill section. If I can get there with one hand. Yeah. So there it's actually set, and it should just pick the whole grill up. Pretty sweet, right? So that's the grill insert that kind of hangs above. There is a drip pan that's included in this for your grease drippings. So the drip pan kind of stays right up under here, so it will catch the grease. And then again, on the inside, we've got 3 burners. When you're cooking, I believe it said just the center one is on, versus the fire, it's going to utilize more of them. So I'm really hungry, so we're gonna light this thing up and get going. There's a little hole. Not bad. The center one's going, and there's actually holes on either side of that, which is, I think, another change. So it's really gonna spread that heat a little bit more. So we're just gonna drop our grill in next. And let that heat up. All right, so far, it's kind of impressive. Like, it's got vents on this bottom thing that are directing the heat out. I actually might need to turn it down a little bit. I have it kind of on high because I didn't think it was going to do much. But as you can see, we've got some flames. So I'm going to turn it back so I don't crispy cue my things. And I think I might even put the lid on. But yeah, it's going here. We're flaming up here a little bit, so I just covered it so we don't go too hot too fast. So here's something that's kind of interesting. It was getting really hot, and as you can see, I'm having flame up issues. I've actually turned the propane off. Like, there is no fuel going, probably for the last minute or so. If you look in here, I don't know if you can tell, but the gas is off. I have that all the way off, and we're still like on fire here for quite a while. I have it covered. Try to put that out. All right, so like often when you get a new grill and it's like figuring it out, definitely figuring this thing out. I honestly thought this would not put out enough heat to cook. I looked at it, I thought, I don't know. There's just one little pipe running down. This thing gets hot, like hot pretty quick. So I actually had to, like I said, turn off the propane, and it's still, the fat from the steaks was just igniting. And so I actually pulled the steaks off for a while, let it cool down, and now I have them back on and the propane is still off. And I'm just letting them, like, because we're good and seared on the outside now, so we're just letting them kind of rest in there. But it gets hot without any issues. All right, guys, here we go. Got the steak. It actually, I mean, it's good. It's probably a little more done than I want, actually. I left it on a little bit long, but what I learned about the FireCan is it does get hot. Do not underestimate it. When I put the steaks back on after it had kind of flamed out, I was able to cook them lower without the flame issues. I just had it way too high in the beginning. All right, guys, here it is on the fire mode. We plugged it into the other side, and it's using the two other burners. And it is a completely different flame. That is obvious. The when you're cooking, it's much more like what you would expect from a stove, the blue flame, and this is bigger holes, wide open, and we're just going for fire here. So again, you can see here that having two people fairly close, if it was chilly, would be great. Warm those feet up. And we've learned this about propane. I mean, I guess it's not rocket science, but if you stick a cover over these things, then all of a sudden you have a fire pit that can keep people warm. So we had this going last night. It was raining last night. We had 4 people just standing around this, and this was putting up enough heat that this, just having an awning, it wasn't even enclosed, the awning over top was able to keep everybody warm and comfortable. So like I said, if it's just out in the open, I think 1 to 2 people, because you're going to get close to the flame, hands out over the flame. If you've got a larger group and you can cover it, it definitely helps keep the folks warm. All right, so let's talk about the pros and cons of the Ignik FireCan Deluxe. Let's start with the pros, right? So pros of this would be size. That's got to be number one, I would think. It's very small, very compact, whether you're car camping in a Honda Civic or if you got a big truck like me, it does not take up a lot of room. The FireCan itself is very small, and then you just need a propane source. So that's a huge plus. Number 2, the construction of this and the overall design. It is very well constructed. It's solid. It's well thought out. They definitely, I think, improved it over the original FireCan, even besides the grill. Functionality of it. I would say the Deluxe is an upgrade over the regular one. So it's very well constructed, very well designed, small and portable, and the dual functionality. So like, we for sure have been in places, like I said before, where we could not do a wood fireplace or wood, just because there were burn bans. So usually in those situations, you are allowed to do a propane fire pit. So again, if it's you solo or you got a couple people, this is great for that option. And then, like last night, we cooked our dinner on there, we pulled it off, and then we stood around the fire. So you can't do that with just a normal grill. So those, to me, are all positives of this unit. So the 2 negatives that I can think of with this would be, it is definitely for smaller group sizes overall. So if you've got a large group, I'm not sure this is something you want to consider. So that would be one. And as far as the fire pit aspect of this, you need to kind of be close to get that heat, or like I said, put a cover on it. The other negative or con I can think of is the grilling surface is small. If you have like 2 normal size hamburgers, maybe 4 hot dogs. Last night we did do 2 ribeye steaks, but they were kind of sandwiched in there pretty good. So it's a grill, yes, but it's not going to give you a ton of surface area. But again, I really think Ignik's going for here is small and compact, and which I think, that being the design, they are definitely hitting that. And even what is nice is everything fits in the box. So the grill just slips right in. It's not like you have other cooking areas or something like that. When it packs down, it's just the FireCan. So the FireCan Deluxe retails for $300. So I will put a link to that in the website description. Let me just back up. The Deluxe FireCan retails for $300. I will put a link in our video description to the website, so you can go over there, check it out, check out some other reviews on it. Again, big thanks for Ignik for sending this out to us. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you guys again real soon.